All right, let's talk about taking something classic, something trusted, and giving it a massive supercharge for the AI era. We're going to look at a powerful problem-solving tool that's been around for a while and see how to plug it into today's world to get some pretty incredible results. Let's get right into it.
You know the feeling, right? You and your team spend weeks, maybe months, wrestling a problem to the ground. You fix it, you celebrate, you move on, and then, boom, 6 months later, it's back. It is one of the most maddening things in business, but there is a way to break that cycle for good.
And that way is called DMAIC. Now, this is the disciplined scientific engine behind Lean Six Sigma. You can think of it as the original hero of process improvement, designed specifically to dig deep and find the actual root cause of a problem, so when you solve it, it stays solved.
So let's take a closer look at how this hero operates. Its power isn't really in one single move. It's this incredibly disciplined 5-step approach that makes sure you don't miss a thing.
It all kicks off by getting crystal clear and defining the problem. No fuzzy goals. Then, you actually measure what's happening. You get real data, no more guessing games. Only after you have that data do you analyze it to find what's really causing the issue. From there, you can finally improve the process with a smart solution and then, crucially, put controls in place to make sure all that hard work actually sticks.
Okay, so DMAIC sounds pretty amazing, right? A structured way to solve problems forever. But there's a twist. As powerful as it is, when it tries to operate all by itself in a modern, complex business, some pretty big cracks start to show. See, DMAIC is a fantastic tool for a single project. But that's the thing. It works in a little bubble. It doesn't have a way to connect to the whole company, so improvements can just fade away. It was born before the AI revolution, so it has no idea how to talk to it. And worst of all, a brilliant fix in one department can accidentally create a total nightmare in another. This hero is never meant to go into battle alone. It needs a partner. And that partner, the ally that gives DMAIC its modern-day superpowers, is something called Integrated Process Excellence, or, IPE for short. Now, don't think of IPE as just another tool. It's not. It's more like the foundation for the entire organization. It takes the kind of hardcore discipline you see in world-class manufacturing and applies it to everything, from HR to finance, creating this one single connected system that's finally ready for AI. And this, right here, this is the absolute best way to think about it. If DMAIC is that killer problem-solving app on your phone, then IPE is the operating system. It's the iOS or the Android that lets that app connect to your camera, your GPS, your contacts. It lets it run smoothly and get all the latest updates. So how exactly does this operating system upgrade the app? Let's actually walk through each of the 5 phases of DMAIC and see what this looks like in practice. Let's start at the beginning. Define. Traditionally, you'd write a project charter, and it kind of lives on its own, in a silo. But when you plug it into IEP, that lonely charter is suddenly connected to the entire brain of the business. And here's how it works. IPE gives you this incredible map of every process in your company, so you can see exactly how your little project fits into the grand scheme of things. It even uses AI to scan through tons of data to help you write a much sharper, way more accurate problem statement right from day one. All right, next up is measure. Now, the old way was painful. You'd have to manually collect data, which is slow and, let's be honest, often full of mistakes. IPG just completely flips that on its head. Because IPE has already built this enterprise-wide system, the measurement tools are already there. Data just flows in real time from all your systems, your ERPs, your IoT sensors, you name it. And it even calculates the full costs of quality. So you're not just measuring process time, you're measuring the actual dollars and cents of a problem right from the get-go. Now we're at the analyze phase. This is where we find the root cause. Traditionally, this is all about looking backward at historical data. With IPE, we get to start looking forward. And this is where it gets really cool. IPE unleashes AI models, like large language models, to sift through data and find these weird, non-obvious patterns that a human would probably just miss. You get those enterprise maps so you can see how a problem upstream is causing chaos downstream. It's not just about solving old problems anymore. It's about predicting and preventing future ones. Okay, on to the improve phase. A normal DMAIC project might just put a Band-Aid on the issue, right? A narrow fix for a narrow problem. IPE forces you to think bigger. It's about redesigning the system, not just patching up one part of it. So any solution you come up with gets checked against that big enterprise map to make sure a fix over here doesn't break something over there. You can even use AI to help design and digitally stress test your solutions before you ever launch a pilot. And maybe most importantly, IPE comes with a change management plan to make sure people actually embrace the new way of doing things.
And finally, we get to control. This is the phase where so many projects just die. The gains are documented, the team moves on, and everything slowly slides back to the way it was. IMPE is designed to kill that problem once and for all.
Instead of just a closeout checklist, IPE creates permanent process owners. These are people whose actual job it is to guard the gains. It uses AI to monitor the process 24/7, flagging any issues automatically. And the best part? It creates this powerful feedback loop, so everything we learn from this project gets fed back into the system to make the next project even smarter. The system is literally learning.
So when you put this all together, what you've got isn't just a slightly better way to solve problems. What you have is a completely new engine for business transformation.
This table really tells the whole story, doesn't it? On the left, you see every single one of DMAIC's old limitations, its isolated scope, its failure to sustain gains. And on the right, you see the exact specific AI-powered upgrade that IPE provides. It takes a project tool and embeds it into a living, breathing, self-improving system. And that really brings us to the core idea. DMAIC by itself will get you some nice, isolated wins. But DMAIC, powered by IPE, that gives you a genuine transformation engine, one that's built for the speed and the sheer complexity of the world we live in today. Which really just leaves us with one last question to think about. When you look at how your own organization tries to get better, are you still just launching one-off projects, hoping they stick? Or are you building a real operating system for continuous intelligent change? Because in the age of AI, I think we know which approach is going to win.